Okay, welcome back. Get a load of this. Senate Democrats just unveiled their new border control bill. Yep, it's a 370-page behemoth. And while I haven't had the chance to read all 370 pages, I can tell you it does contain some real doozies. Now, basically, this bill codifies illegal immigration by allowing 5,000 illegal crossings a day. Okay, that's insane. It grants automatic work permits to asylum recipients. Insane again. And it calls for $300 million to Ukraine so they can secure their border. Insane. And here's another zinger. Any legal challenges, presumably by the Republican administration, they only can be challenged in a D.C. district court. So basically, this is another case of a bill doing the exact opposite of what the title claims. It also shows you just how much common sense has left the reservation. But wait, there's more. Later this week, the Biden administration could extend a $1.2 billion in college prep programs to help illegal immigrants. A draft proposal released last month by the Department of Education argued in favor of extending federal TRIO programs to illegal immigrants. Well, TRIO programs, they're a set of 8 outreach and student services initiatives meant to prepare Americans for college. Now, some of those services include tutoring, financial guidance, as well as assistance in applying to college. Now, if that doesn't set you off, this sure will. New York Mayor Eric Adams is set to roll out a $53 million pilot program providing prepaid credit cards to migrant families temporarily housed in city hotels. Media reported this weekend. Now, it's official, right? We've well and truly lost our minds. This is insane. Now, my next guest is surely going to have a thought on this one. Please welcome into the show Rebecca Walser. Rebecca, where do I begin? Why do we want to treat all of our visitors better than our actual citizens? I mean, I don't even know what to say now.
You know, Scott, we have so much fun together on this program, and we make light of so many of the dumb things that the federal and state governments are doing. But, you know, I think Governor Greg Abbott in Texas has it right, because he wrote a one-page letter as a lawyer, really a constitutional lawyer, outlining his constitutional argument that the federal government has broken the social contract with its citizens, and that this is an unusual step that the state of Texas is being forced into taking because there is a shift. Why is it that New York is now wanting to provide $53 million really on an honor system to what they know are illegal immigrants? Why are we coming up with a bill that says 5,000 can come through a day? Listen, when you know that you cannot fit 8 billion people in the contiguous 48 states, when you know that we do not have enough resources or land space to house the entire world in our country, then you have to develop rules and regulations around who can come and who cannot come. And that is what we have done as a country since the beginning. However, this administration, this Biden administration, took the first 100 days and systematically undid every executive order, and specifically the Remain in Mexico policy that we know, if it was re-implemented immediately, this crisis situation that we have, while we have National Guards, we have state National Guards literally in a position now that they could go against federal military agents. This is a constitutional crisis that we have never gotten to before on immigration. It is coming, and there is going to be a crisis at this border. And I am afraid, Scott, of what's going to happen, but American people need to wake up when we have homeless veterans, and we have homeless students, and we have homeless children, and we have children that if they don't eat at school will go hungry. And these are American citizens. What are we doing by allowing part of any of $1.2 billion that's been earmarked for low-income students to have help as they make the transition? It's really a lot of it's for first-time college generation students. It's not meant for illegal immigrants. It is meant for American citizens. The social contract is further broken, and the American people need to stop just thinking this is a news story, and they need to rise up and say enough is enough is enough.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I just don't like to make it as difficult as people like to make it. It's pretty simple if you ask me. It's common sense, right? If you want me to eat bugs because you don't like methane in cows, you do it first and then I'll do it, right? Because they always foist it on you, right? How about this? I can't buy land in your country. Well, guess what? You can't buy land in my country then too.
Amen.
Well, easy stuff like that. And I would say, if you didn't put money into the system here, you can't take it out yet either. That makes sense to me too. But why do we keep going against all those basic tenets to make people that are just visitors here, breaking the law to get in, feel more comfortable in our own country than we have, like you said, those homeless vets, homeless people? We've lost track of 85,000 children coming across the border. I mean, are you kidding me? If we would have had Trump lose 2 children coming across the border, that would have been an international crisis. I just don't understand what's going on. People have lost their minds. We have lost common sense.
There is something that unfortunately is nefarious. There is a purpose behind this. And the reason that we can say that in all confidence, Scott, is because you don't shift your border policy and start shipping immigrants all over the country and start having the mayor of New York City say $53 million for illegals for prepaid debit cards unless there is a genuine purpose. And as far as what I have been able to read and piece together, this is a replacement class of voters that are being lost. You promise so many voters. One political party promises so many disadvantaged voters certain entitlements and certain programs, and they get the vote until finally those demographic groups wake up and say, hey, this is all just every 4 years a bunch of promises and you're not being delivered upon. And now that bloc is turning away from that party, and this party is having to find their votes elsewhere. The problem is this is systemically happening because they want Americans to get conditioned. This is a conditioning, Scott, of getting American citizens used to illegal immigrants getting benefits. And then as they get benefits, the very next argument we're going to get is, well, if we're giving them taxpayer benefits, they need to have to pay taxes and they need a say in what's happening with these benefits.
Right.
And that's how they can vote. So this is a conditioning of Americans to accept illegal immigration.
It's already happening in some municipalities. We have non-citizens voting, deciding where your tax dollars are going, which is absolute insane. I could go crazy on this one. We got to jump, but thank you very much. You're the perfect person to have this conversation. We'll pick it up later with you for sure. Thank you very much, Rebecca, for coming on. Rebecca Walser, she owns Walser Wealth Management down in Tampa.